Live from Austin, Texas, it's the internet's favorite advice show.
Answering for a friend.
Now, here's your hosts, Clint Baker and Mia Harms. Hey, hey!
Hi.
What's up, guys? How's it going? We're back!
We're back.
We are back. How you doing, Mia?
I'm really good. I didn't win the lottery.
Oh, crap. We got Tess.
Did you?
I didn't win the lottery either, unfortunately. I didn't.
You gotta pay. You gotta play to win.
You gotta play to win.
Play.
I didn't. You gotta play to pay.
You gotta pay to play,
you know
and then you gotta play to win.
Yeah, I didn't play, but did you actually play the lottery this week?
I did play the lottery because there were some numbers that added up to like significant numbers in my life, so I saw it as some stupid sign, and
numerology.
I don't really believe in that stuff, but it's kind of fun. Like just like how much you like superhero stuff. I like dumb crap like that, knowing it's fantasy. But it was fun, and I lost. I won $3. So
I like and also like horoscopes. You like horoscopes?
I do not like
fortune cookies.
No.
Do you enjoy fortune cookies?
No.
What about when when your laptop is not working? Are you like, oh, my laptop? It wouldn't work with Skype. Mercury retrograde.
Oh,
yeah.
I never know. I never know when that stuff is, so I can't say that. But
you don't keep track of when Mercury is in retrograde?
I don't. But we should start reading our horoscopes on the show every week.
Horoscopes.
Our
horoscopes.
Horoscopes?
With a W or with a horror?
I was going for the W.
First, I was going off CC DeVille. First, it was the House of Horrors. Then it became the House of Horrors. Yeah. All right. Well, CC DeVille's the guitar player from Poison. That's an old.
Oh.
Yeah. Talk dirty to me. That was in their behind the scenes, or VH1 behind the scenes. They were talking about that, and they had a crazy party life. Let's get into. Well, let's tell our. People, first of all, who's in the comments? Like I see Kim and Tess. Anybody else out there today?
Hi, Kim. Hi, Tess. Thanks for joining.
Yeah, Kim and Tess get an air horn. Yeah. Yeah, right. And while we're waiting for people to chime in, guys, like, share, subscribe, click the notification bell, and help us out here. Spread the word. That's how this channel grows. Not only is it from our extremely contagious hosting and personality and jokes, it's also from
me.
It's you guys that do the magic.
Yeah. So you want to party with me in Tulum, so you want me to make lots of money, so you have to subscribe and share.
Yeah. Oh, we got some more joiners. Natchet Taylor in the house.
I made it to the party. Yes, you did.
Christopher Klink is in the house.
Yep. I'm going to assume that yep is agreeing with me getting rich from this show. So Thank you.
Yes. We're going to get rich and party. And then we got Natalie is in the house. Put her up there. Hi, Natalie.
Hi.
And again, we got Kim and Tess.
Hey, y'all.
And now that we've
thrown... Hello, answering for a friend, fam. Oh, see, You know what? We do need... Was that an air horn?
That was just an air horn for all the people that are partying with us today. What were you going to say?
We need to... I said we've talked about it before, but we need to have a cocktail social.
We should have a gathering where we all just... do you mean in person or virtual?
We could do virtual where we all Skype in, but it would be cool to do an in-person thing for the people that are local, and so everyone can meet and then awkwardly not talk to each other in person because they probably wouldn't be buddies ordinarily.
Yeah, that would be fun. We should do something like that. That would be cool.
Yeah.
Then when we get hundreds of thousands of subscribers, million subscribers, we'll just rent a cruise ship and just have.
I was just gonna say it. We could do a cruise.
Answering for a friend, the cruise. It'll be awesome.
The
Well,
cruise.
let's jump into
That'd
it.
be really great.
It would.
Okay.
Let's jump into the first question for the day is, what are some little ways? Oops. Let's move this thing here. What are some little ways to make life fun and interesting again when each day seems to be so repetitive and boring? Man, I think you're feeling what a lot of people have felt this year.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we
I'm
need to put
feeling it for sure.
Yeah, but you need to quit. You need to quit addressing it as repetitive and boring. You know, like oh yeah, this is
Yeah.
you're actually defining your life using those words. You need to think of it differently. And I know it's hard to do. It's easy to get into a rut. But if you say, "Hey, how do I stop my boring, miserable life from being boring and miserable?"
You're already labeling it
Yeah,
as such.
you already
Yeah.
titled your life. You need to be, hey, my life is we're all lucky to be alive at all. You know what I mean? And I think you need to figure out how to capitalize on making the good times more common.
Yeah.
How do I make my special life? Everybody's is a star of their own TV show, and how do I make it a little more exciting? How do I punch it up? How do I make my life script more exciting? And there's a lot of ways to do it. But before I turn it over to Mia, I would say quit doing the same thing over and over and over.
Yeah.
Find a way to switch it up. I mean, if it's like you take the same route to work every day, take a different route. If you stop at the same grocery store, stop at a different grocery. Do something different, because if you're doing the same thing over and over, yeah, of course life seems boring. You're doing the same shit over
Yeah.
and over. It's Groundhog Day. So do something
Yeah,
else.
exactly.
Eat at a new place. Get some karate lessons, ground karate lessons, whatever you want. Mia, your turn. Sorry.
Karate, that's what I'm doing. No, yeah, I agree. Change it up. I mean, it's easier said than done to be like, pick up some new hobbies, because when you're in that rut, you feel so unmotivated. I'm there right now. I have like all this time and just all these projects, and I have no motivation to get them done. But I'm going to do them eventually. I'll get bored enough. And one thing that really helps me is like day trips or just like overnight somewhere. Sometimes I just go stay, a city that's an hour or two away just for a night and go see a museum or something. You don't have to do that with people. You can do that alone and treat yourself to a nice dinner. And it's breaks up the monotony of things. And it's always an adventure, even if it's not the best trip, because I've definitely had some bad little weekend trips, solo trips, but they make for good stories once you're over the annoyance of how the trip went. So, just do a little thing. Go on a day trip too, like drive to a national park or something. I don't know. There are things you can do.
Something, and also even just like if you go out to eat, you eat at the same places all the time. Try a new
Yeah.
place, anything. If you watch the same channels and the same shows all the time, I have family that get really wrapped up into politics and like they watch the. I'm like, dude, switch up your viewing habits. It's like
Yeah,
everything
exactly.
gets monotonous. I mean, no matter what it is, anyway, whatever. If masturbate with the other hand, you know what I mean? I mean anything. Like, geez. All right.
Straight to the other end.
Let's see here. Yeah.
Interesting
If you
advice.
Yeah, if you sleep on it and your hand goes numb, they call that the stranger. So let's moving forward.
I haven't heard that in a long time.
Yeah, that's an old one. What is the most pleasant non-sexual, non-drug related experience a human can have? Asking for a friend. This one isn't quite an advice. Some of the questions I have today aren't necessarily advice. They're just questions that I thought would be fun that I saw online. And I said, I'm going to throw those into the show because I think these would be an interesting topic for the people in the chat. So again, back it up. What is the most pleasant, non-sexual, non-drug related experience a human can have? We'll start with you, Mia. What do you think?
I mean, that's completely subjective, right?
Yeah.
For me, that's travel and new experiences. And I don't know, just doing the things that I enjoy doing. But, you know, some people are thrill seekers. So for others, that might be skydiving and bungee jumping and hang gliding and all of these crazy things that I'm not interested in trying at all. So I think seeing other cultures to me, and then the simple one for me is laying on a beach. Laying on a beautiful beach. I could do that every day of my life and just be so happy and not get bored. And that's the best experience. I love the ocean. She's my best friend who could also kill me at any moment, which is kind of why I like it at the same time. So yeah. What do you think? What do you think? What is it for you?
For me, I've been really lucky. I like traveling a lot, and I've been really blessed to be able to see a lot. A lot of times in the United States, I met some fantastic people, but it was go, 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 go. But when I've gotten to travel overseas, they're completely different cultures, and the people are different, and they're interesting, and they're kind, and great. We have interesting, cool, kind people in here, but I've just noticed over there it was really fun to get into conversations. It's like I'm talking to people from Mars. They're like, it's the same world, but they have a completely different perspective and different things and different. What's polite and not polite is different. Everything's different. So you're just learning and like talking to people and just having a fantastic conversation, sitting around having a couple of drinks, and like I've. We play over there. Me and my bandmates will play. That's fun. That's great too. But I tend to have more fun actually having conversations with strangers from other countries and just talking and learning, and then and answering their questions about my world, and asking them questions, and it's really fun. And certain places you go to a few times, you figure it out. But I mean, I've spent 10 minutes doing sign language and with a guy in Czech Republic who spoke no English. It took 10 minutes to figure out that his son was a doctor. You know what I mean? And I was that was the least fruitful conversation ever, but it was fantastic. It was 10 minutes of sign language to figure out his son's a doctor. So I mean, just stuff like that. Those are really cool experiences, again, that I'm lucky to have had. But like I think it doesn't even have to be overseas. Like I've gone in South Padre Island. I went in February.
I love Padre. Yeah.
Yeah, and I met some I went by myself, and I met some strangers and talked to them, and it was cool. It's like just meeting new people. And I think like the last guy talking about like how do I make life more exciting? We're saying, hey, you need to go mix it up and try new things. You don't meet any new people if you're doing the same routines. And even on a platonic level, I'm just talking about meeting people. For people that have questions about dating and meeting somebody special. Again, you're not going to meet anybody if you keep doing the same stuff. So get out there.
Yeah, exactly.
Get out there and try stuff. And I'm rambling. Mia, what do you think?
No, I totally agree. I'm the same. I went to Padre alone in October, and the same thing. I met people and we had a good time. But food when you travel is amazing. I've had some food experiences that I would say completely changed my life. I've done tasting menus, in different various places, and I've done them locally, and then I've done them other places. And just that experience of like that chef's vision in your mouth is incredible. So if you've never done a tasting menu, I would highly suggest that. That is one of the best experiences in life. And if you do it with me, I'll make a lot of noises because I really am. I'm not for real. Usually I'm like looking at a piece of like, I don't know, whatever it is. And I'm like, get in my mouth is what I'm saying to the food on my fork. So those are the best.
Food is definitely number 2 on that, on my list.
Yeah.
Conversation first, sure. Food too. Cool. Well, let's move on to the next one. This is an interesting one. My sister is having an affair with my married neighbor. I'm wondering if I should say something, or just mind my own business, asking for a friend.
Oh, I don't like this.
It's just where you Homer Simpson into the bushes. And you just, peace here.
I don't know. I've never known what the right thing is to do when you find out someone is having an affair. Are you supposed to tell them? Are you the one or not? I'm a very honest person. and have a lot of integrity, which works for and against me on a regular basis. So I would probably say something that's just kind of in my character. But I don't know. I'm curious what you think and what other people think about it.
I think you kind of have a responsibility. If this is a friend or family member, I feel like you have a responsibility to let them know that that's how people get murdered. And but like, hey, this is your sibling. So it's like it's a sibling. So you could just be like, dude, I'm not trying to piss you off. You can do whatever you want to do, and I'm sure you're gonna. But I have a responsibility right now just to tell you that you're treading on sacred ground, and you might tell me there's some special circumstance that makes this okay. And if that's, I don't care. I'm just going to get this off my chest one time. That way, if you end up shot and dead, I at least said something. People's marriages are off limits, and if you cross those lines, you're crossing into serious shit. And I don't agree with what you're doing. Not because I don't think you're smart. I'm just saying, and I'm not going to judge you because you're my sibling and I love you either way. I'm just saying you should be waiting until that's done, and then you do what you want to do. But this is a dangerous area, and I'm just getting it off my chest. And now that I've said it, you know that I've said it and I've warned you. And again, I love you. I'm not going to judge you. You do you, but don't be stupid, and please don't get killed. That's all I'm saying.
Please,
I'm done on my rant.
Please don't get killed.
I'm done on my rant. Don't be mad at me for saying my mind, and you do what you're going to do. I'm not going to judge you. Now I've said it. Now we can go about our lives. You want to go grab some pizza? Let's go. And I will say it like that. And I'll be like, because I don't like drama, but if I see something like that, I'm going to say, I'm going to throw this out there. You take it, or you tell me to go to hell. I prefer you not tell me to go to hell because I want to stay on good terms. But anyway, let's see here.
Yeah.
We got some comments. Going back to the most gratifying feeling or nice thing besides sex or drugs is rock and roll. Is a sensory deprivation chamber, the kind where you float.
You know what?
Kim,
that's interesting. The sensory deprivation chamber. I bought a Groupon to one years ago, and I never used it because I don't know how I feel about that. I don't know if I want my senses gone. I like to be grounded. But you know what? That is interesting. That's an interesting thing to list as one of the greatest experiences. I will put that down on my list.
If you could wear earbuds, you just have the Corona beer commercial going with the ocean waves, so you'd feel like you're floating in the ocean.
God, I love the ocean.
This is
floating in the ocean.
This is my mouth ocean.
Let me hear it. Kind of sounds like a concert.
And now it's ASMR. Now we're gonna get 1,000 subscribers. All right. And
yeah, that might be the way to do it.
If your father bought a classier RV than yourself, how do you convince hypothetical him
to loan it to the band for a reason, for season? Oh, this is a comment that is completely unrelated to our show.
No, this will be the next question. We're gonna ignore that for a second. And Natchet, related to the last one, says, at least confront the sister about how dangerous that could get. Yes.
Yeah. You know what's funny? This is not like hilarious, but I read this meme earlier that was making me laugh really hard that said, what is a good question to ask a man on a first date? And the person answered, would any women be upset to know that you were out on this date? It's so funny.
That's a good one.
Would anyone be mad if they found out we were sitting here at this dinner? Like your wife or your girlfriend?
I get it.
Maybe.
Hold on, I'll give you an air horn. At least confront the sister about, yeah, we got that. Hypothetical Natch. Okay, now let's go to this next question.
Okay.
Mia, you read this and see if you can make sense of this question here.
Okay. Oh, this comment?
Yeah.
If your father bought a classier RV than yourself, how do you convince Clint Baker to convince hypothetical him to loan it to the band for a season?
What?
So you just got to ask. You just got to say, hey, can I borrow your RV, hypothetical man?
Yeah, you just got to ask, man.
You want Clint Baker to ask?
I don't have it. Wait, how do you
Clint, you gotta
convince? You gotta convince Clint Baker to convince hypothetical him to loan it. So
Clint Baker, will you ask on behalf
So I gotta
of the
convince.
band?
I gotta ask
Now you're already convinced, and now you have to convince
I
hypothetical
have to convince
man.
your dad, who bought
Yeah.
an RV, into loaning it to us.
Yes.
Because for those who don't know, I'm in a band with Chris Klink. Interesting.
Yep.
I don't know what to say about that, so we're just gonna go to the next question. Bam. I don't want my boyfriend getting drinks with a female coworker alone. Am I wrong answering for a friend? Oops.
Okay. What happened?
I thought I messed something up, but me? Come on. The context on this was she heard boyfriend doing a work chat Zoom meeting with another coworker, and then I said, okay, yeah, that's cool. Well, yeah, we should go get drinks and talk about this some more. And then like girlfriend was like, what? And so now she's like, I don't want my boyfriend to go get drinks with that girl. I'm sure she could see the girl. And also, I'll say that when you have drinks, alcohol could kind of do interesting things to people. So I don't really blame her for not wanting her to go have drinks with this other girl. I would say that coffee is a much safer way to do that if you have to go interact with a coworker, meet up with a coworker.
Yeah.
If you're just having drinks, otherwise, I think the maybe. I don't blame girlfriend from worrying about her boyfriend going to have alcoholic beverages with a coworker who is a female.
Yeah. Well, her question is, am I wrong? So no, you're not wrong for having feelings. That's totally valid. Now, but what you do about it is,
what would you do?
The important bit. Have the conversation. Hey, I'm feeling a little jealous or uncomfortable about this drink situation. Can we talk about it beforehand? Ask for what you need. I need to be reassured that this is going to be completely platonic. Is there a way that we can figure out how to make that happen? And then go from there. But you have to have a conversation, and jealousy is real, and you can't expect it to not happen. It's going to happen, and you got to talk about it and be open about it. Communication, y'all. Communication.
And then be like, can I choose what you wear on said drink occasion?
I mean, if that is one of the things that helps, or maybe if it's a time limit, like we're going to go here, we will be here for 1 hour. Does that help you feel better? If I invited you along, there are so many, and if her partner really cares to ease this for her, they will come up with a solution together. And if not, then I don't know, maybe he's a dipshit. Oops, sorry.
Yeah, and there's a lot of dipshits out there, man. The thing you got to do is make sure that your significant other feels special and doesn't feel jealous. You know what I mean? That's a tough one. And you got to know, you can't be. I mean, maybe he didn't mean it. Maybe it was just talk, and he hasn't actually planned a thing yet. Maybe she just overheard him, and I don't know. I didn't.
We're in a world where most people have, coworkers of the opposite, sex, and have friends, and I don't know. You can't. You gotta roll with it a little bit sometimes.
Yeah, and you don't want your significant other having opposite sex with someone else. You know what I mean? That's after.
Well, that's why you have to talk about it beforehand.
We had some old
you have to bring it up and have a conversation about it. And it's really easy just to be like, hey, babe, I'm feeling a little jealous about this drink with your coworker situation. Can we talk about it before you go out? And hopefully he's a type of person who's like, yeah, I would love to talk about that, as long as it's not angry or heated, or she doesn't come at him in a way that's like how dare you, accusatory or shaming him in any way. Like, just open, honest communication. That's easier said than done. But
we get a comment from Kim over here. Kim says, You are wrong. If you can't trust your man everywhere, then that's not really your man. Let's go back to the question. I don't want my boyfriend getting drinks with a female coworker alone. Am I wrong? She didn't say she's not going to let her boyfriend, or she just doesn't want to see that happen. She basically, this girl's feeling insecure. So I
she's
think,
asking if she's wrong for feeling that way or for not wanting him to do that. And I don't think that's wrong. I think it's totally valid to have feelings come up, and maybe it's not about a trust issue. She's just feeling jealousy and maybe she doesn't even know how to name it.
Now, if she can't, if she and he can't come to some kind of understanding to where it's like, hey, don't worry, it's cool, and hey, yeah, okay, I trust you, type of a situation, then that's a problem.
That's a problem.
Yeah, because clearly he needs to be able to have drinks with his coworkers. I mean, sometimes you need to do that. So if that's the deal, but yeah, jealousy's not good, and it can be avoided if you just have conversations. That's the thing a lot of people don't do.
Yeah.
They don't know how to open up and just communicate. And if you're not,
there's some great books on. Sorry, I didn't mean.
No.
There's some great books on communication. Of course, there's great books on communication. There's a lot of great books on jealousy, and honestly, in a book about polyamory probably has the best advice about jealousy, because you're talking a lot about how everyone that's included feels happy and confident, and jealousy might crop up. It's a book called The Ethical Slut, and there's a whole chapter on jealousy, and it is really, really good and useful. Even if you're in a monogamous partnership, it's very useful advice in a lot of ways. But I'm sure there's tons and tons and tons of books that address that specifically. But that chapter in that book was really enlightening.
Cool. Interesting. Let's see. Where was actually I've always been pretty level-headed. I was gonna say, where were those books when I was younger? Let's see here. What else we got? Kim, for the record, Kim, I agree with you. You need to trust your companion, otherwise they are not your companion.
I agree with that part. Yeah, trusting them is fine, but wrong for feeling that way, not necessarily. People feel certain ways. It just happens. Feelings crop up.
Let's see what Michelle says. If you wouldn't do it in front of their face, don't do it behind their back. I don't know what that means exactly. If you wouldn't do it in front of their face. Yeah, maybe if you wouldn't have drinks in front of them, don't do it when they're not around.
Yeah.
That's not what I meant to do. I'm in love with the title Ethical Slut.
It's a really great book. I don't know. I think even if you identify as monogamous, that book is a good starter just to kind of understand the other types of relationship and love and intimacy and companionship and commitment. There's so many different types of stuff out there that might even help you in your own monogamous journey. So it's a good read. I recommend it to everybody, whether you're into that lifestyle or not.
Cool. Well, let's go on to the next question. See what else we got going on here. 1 week into vacation, I can't relax. What's wrong with me? Asking for a friend. This person, I actually read, this person unwinds by playing video games a lot, and also has communication with people and enjoys playing video games. And they felt like they needed to be doing something more, and they decided they should go on vacation. And now they go on vacation, and like they'll lay by the pool and stuff for a minute, and then like go eat something, and then they're bored. They're basically bored and don't know what to do with themselves, and then it's stressing them out, and that they're not having fun on their vacation. Oh, let me get back to the picture screen. They're not having fun on their vacation, and I'm like, maybe you didn't need a vacation. It sounds like you unwind playing video games, and you didn't need to go on a vacation. And
it says, don't they say it takes a full 4 days just to completely disconnect from maybe it's a full 7 days to disconnect from your life when you're on vacation. So even if you're going somewhere further away, going for only 5 days is really more stressful for you, depending on your life. But I would say we've talked about this before. The difference between how you and I like travel. You're like pack in as much stuff as you can,
Yeah.
and I'm like, yeah, I might go see that thing, but I'm gonna lay on the beach till I feel done with this, and then I'll go eat and shower, and I may nap, and if I get to that thing, I do, and if I don't, I'm happy being in Mexico, just doing this. So maybe this person needs to have more when they go on vacation. They need more stimulation. Maybe they need to be doing more things, have a more set itinerary than just laying by the pool, you know?
Yeah, I'm like
I could lay by the pool all day, every day and do literally nothing. I am a house cat, 100%.
I'm Clark Griswold. I'm ready to party. Let's go.
Yeah.
I want to go
We
eat
would not
here,
be good
go there.
travel buddies.
Yeah, you're like, I just want to hang out by the water. Like, but there's so many things to
Yeah.
check out.
I'm like, but there's the ocean. That's the other thing. Not this is a little irrelevant, but okay, when I go to Mexico and I'm staying somewhere that has a pool, I'm not laying by the pool. I'm on the beach because I flew to like this beautiful beach to see the beach. And I've never understood the people that stay at the pool. There are pools here. I have a small pool in my backyard. There are apartment pools, there's public pools.
Yeah.
I don't want to sit in a chlorinated pool. I want to be on the beach with the sand and the ocean and the salt water. I've never understood that. They're like, oh, all-inclusive resort with the pool. What? Why did you fly to a beach town to lay at the pool?
I went to Vegas and then played in online poker in my hotel room. It was awesome.
That was like when I went to New York and I rented a room in an Airbnb, and the couple was home for one night and then they left. So I had the place to myself. And I'm not even kidding you, it was like 2 a.m. and I'm laying in bed eating a bagel watching Friends when they came home. They were bartenders, so they got home really late.
Yeah.
And they would just kind of poke their head in. They're like, hey, how are you? And I'm like really embarrassed that I'm in New York City eating a bagel and watching Friends and not out doing something. And I'm like, I'm not watching Friends in New York City. It was
You
kind of
you
comical.
could
We
have
had a good
actually
laugh.
gone to the Friends like apartment building in New York City.
Yeah, and Central Perk. Yeah, I've seen all that stuff. That's funny though. Yeah.
That's
Play
hilarious.
online poker in Vegas in your hotel room.
I didn't really do that. I just thought it was funny. Yeah. Let's go to the next one. Bam. So yeah, go to the beach. Don't sit by the pool, guys. Come on. What is something that is that is game over if you're on a date? What is something that is game over if you're on a date? Like if somebody does this certain thing, or says something, or what is a deal breaker on a date? For me,
a deal breaker on a date, not in a relationship, like a first date.
First date.
Okay.
I'll start it just so you can get it. The first date, if the girl is smacking and smacking and talking with her mouth open. I'm like, I don't want to have dinner with this person. Like people that smack and spit a little bit, chewing with their mouth open. Exactly, Kim. I'm with you. You smackers. I don't want to hang out with you. Like that's gross. Like close your mouth. I just don't want to do that. I mean, if you're like,
what if you can't close your mouth?
If you're talking with your mouth open a little bit, like, it was terrible because blah, blah, blah. I mean, you took a bite of a Snickers, but you had to finish your sentence. I get it. You know what I mean? But if, oh, yeah. And then blah, blah, blah. And I went to school and then I'm like, dude, fucking get away. I go to the bathroom. I'll be right back. I'm out.
Oh my God, you would not do that.
No, I would not ghost a person like that. That's terribly.
Oh gosh,
terribly
I've had
rude.
that happen to me. Yeah. I had that happen to me once. I was on a date with a pharmacist, and I went to the bath. It was so weird. He was like, I was like, I'm gonna run to the bathroom, and I had a bag with me because it was after a burlesque show, so I had all this crap with me, and I didn't have a car. I was Ubering, so he was like, you should take your bag and your drink with you to the bathroom, and I'm like, Okay, I thought he was being polite, like, I don't want you to think I'm putting something in your drink. And I'm like, cool. I go to the bathroom and I come out and the dude is gone. And I know a pharmacy he works at, and I've never gone to that one specifically, but what a jerk.
What a douche. I can't believe that.
That's a deal breaker on a first date.
Yeah, if you
Uh,
if you leave me hanging and
he also told me, because I didn't have my car, that he was going to be my ride home. So I had to Uber home, and I was not close to my home, and it was like a $25 Uber.
did he
So that was not nice.
did he pay your tab or did you have to pay his tab? Did
We
he
had
did he leave you
I
with
don't
the bill?
remember.
Because that would
Did
be
he stick me with the bill?
that would be
He did not stick me with the bill. I have been stuck with the bill by friends who have done that to me before, but no, he actually paid and then left. And it was a bar that I knew all the bartenders, and they were just like, "What a douche."
They're like,
Okay,
oh,
what, he bailed? Yes, Natch it. He bailed. He bailed on me. Yes, he did. And I don't want to toot my own horn, but I'm pretty fun on a date, so
yeah,
I don't understand.
I've hung out with you. You're very fun. You're fun. You're just a fun person in general. I can't imagine that this guy would say, "Hey, could you go to the bathroom and take your stuff?" Because I think he's like making water sounds. Hey, don't you have to go to the bathroom? Yes, I do.
Exactly.
You have to
I
go
think
to the
maybe
bathroom.
he got
Yes.
a text. Maybe he got a booty call text or something that was someone he wanted to see more, so he left. But screw that guy.
Yeah, what a douche.
No, but to answer the actual question that was asked, what are my like first date deal breakers, other than being like politically and stuff like that incompatible, because I have no wiggle room there at all. I don't know if there's any like mannerisms that would make me say no second date. I'm very, very tolerant and accepting. Probably too much. It's probably what
So
gets me into trouble with dating.
what did you say when I was looking down for just a second at the chat?
Look at my face.
I'm sorry. You said when
it.
when they're just incompatible politically, or what did you say?
Yeah, like if I'm incompatible with someone politically, I'm super liberal person and very accepting. If there's any like thing that's slightly racist joke or something that's not PC or not okay, or it just, and like I said, my new rule is you better be in therapy or I'm not dating you. So that's a definite deal breaker.
Natchet has another one. It says when a person buries their face in a phone on the date, always checking it. Yeah,
being on your phone the whole time. I will say I have times that I've been on call for work where I have to have my phone out, but I'm always like, hey, just so you know, I'm on call and I have to have my phone out. I'm not going to look at it, but I am going to have it. I'm going to have it out.
Michelle says, would you be interested in a threesome with my wife? Yeah, when they say that, you run. You got to get out of there. Unless you're down.
That's not a deal breaker. I think if
it's the first date
on how that's
if that's the first
depending
date,
on how that's worded, but if that's the question, yeah, maybe. But if the question is like, this is what I'm into, getting that out of the way early on is probably better than 3 dates in. Hey, I've been using you this whole time because I'm hoping you'll come back and sleep with me and my wife. Yeah, but I also read that question as it was a woman on a date with a woman asking a woman to come back and sleep with her and her wife. That's where my mind went, and that instantly got me excited. So shout out to the hot married lesbian couples.
Yeah. What that means
single and ready to mingle.
If you're not down with the statement, hey, would you like to come home with me and my wife? That means you wanted a date with somebody and didn't know that they were married. And then you found out that they were married while the guy was asking you to come home. That's no good.
That's not good. You should be upfront about your situation. Your poly situation, for sure.
Hey, let's see. If you're already drunk when I get there and the first thing you do is say, buy me a drink.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I had one. Oh my gosh. I think I have to have a spin-off show and just talk about all these experiences I've had now that we're bringing it up. Yeah, I had one guy who it was a lunch date. He had 2 Bloody Marys, and then I ordered one. But they're so filling, and we had such a heavy like brunch that I ended up not being able to drink mine. So he's like, "Can I finish yours?" He finished mine and then ordered another one. all within an hour and a half. And he was like, "This is so great. I'm so glad I met you. Can't wait to hang out again." And I usually have a 2-date rule, but that guy did not pass the 2-date rule. He got cut off after 1 date.
Yeah. That's funny.
I need to start writing this stuff down.
You should. I have some friends that wanted to start a channel about Tinder dates that have gone bad, and I don't think they asked me.
That would be my.
They asked me for some
jam.
advice about starting the channel, and then I've never seen them do anything with it. So,
I would love to start a channel like that. I would love to
Yeah.
have a second show if anyone would be interested in watching. I have a lot of stories about a lot of things.
oh boy, yikes! The first half of this is already bad enough. I'm not sure what if he's talking about your date where you went to the bathroom. Probably happened once years ago. Definitely politics, religion for sure, Phil.
Politics, religion. Yeah, I agree with that. And I'm pretty explicit about that on my dating profiles too. So
if he says I don't like condiments, he's fucking out.
that was a callback.
That is. Oh shit. Okay, Chris. Chris is letting me know he had a weird run-in with his neighbors. I guess I'm talking to Chris in a little bit. All right.
Chris, that is irrelevant to our show.
Yeah, that has nothing to do
Stay on topic.
with deal breakers.
What about a nose picker?
No, a man. Yeah, nose pickers is not good. Wait till you get in the car. Come on, man. What? No, a man asking a woman after he doesn't tell her he's married at a first date is. Yeah, I was right. Yeah, that means the guy said, "Hey, you wanna?"
Ooh, I have a good one. I don't like dogs. That's a deal breaker. If somebody straight up is like, "I don't like dogs," it's okay to not want to own a dog or not identify as being a dog person, but how could you not like dogs? I couldn't date someone who is not an animal person.
I don't really like dogs.
That's it.
That just kind of says I'm a creep, you know? Like,
yeah,
I can't
dated someone who didn't like dogs, and he told me way later, and I was like, I can't even see you as the same person anymore. How dare you, knowing that I'm such an animal lover. We would go out to like dinner or, like patio. We'd be eating like breweries and stuff, and there'd be dogs on the patio, and I'd be petting literally all of them. And he was just disgusted the whole time that I was touching animals and eating food. So,
especially if he says technically salsa is chutney. Okay, come on. If they're a dullard, they just can't. They have a
this is a really fun
voice.
question. We could do a whole episode on this.
We might just have to do a whole episode of the. You don't value loyalty. That's right. If you don't like dogs, you don't value. You're not my friend.
Yeah.
If you don't like metal, if you
so
if they say
not like dogs,
or if they say they hate cats. Now I know a lot of people.
How can you say you hate any animal?
Yeah, agreed. You got a ding for that one. All right,
let's. Delayed.
We're
a delayed.
Look at our time. All right, cool. We're right on schedule. We'll zoom through these questions, and then, what is an underrated way of improving? What is an underrated way of improving your appearance, gang?
An underrated way of improving your appearance.
I got a quick one.
Okay.
Besides bathing, just
comb your hair, dudes.
Yeah, just stand up straight. I mean, just your posture alone can change.
Yeah. Are you calling me out right now?
No. I'm just saying, just your posture alone, I can completely change your image that you're projecting. They say that when you're walking into a meeting, you're about to give a presentation or something. Do this. Keep your shoulders back. Get your shoulders back. Take some deep breaths with your shoulders back. It changes your confidence, your projection, everything. Like your posture's everything. Yeah. And if you just
I totally agree.
Hunched over. So that's a quick one. And then I'll let you have this one because this is gonna be a quick one.
Underrated. I mean, everything I think that comes to mind to me is normal stuff. Like, have a good skincare routine, take care of your face, wear your sunscreen on your face every day, people. And, I don't know, maybe change up your hair, change up something. if you're like feeling a little bleh about things. I don't know. Dress, good. Put on a clean shirt.
Michelle says dry shampoo.
Ooh, I like dry shampoo. I'm a not wash my hair every day kind of person, and I dry shampoo that a lot.
I like
It's
wet
pretty.
shampoo.
That's the norm. Most people use their shampoo wet.
And Natch says he noticed his. How many of you, when I said the posture thing, all put your shoulders back as soon as I said that? Because
I did it.
that happens every time I hear someone say that. All right, let's go to the next question. So dry shampoo and put your shoulders back. All right.
Wash your face.
And wash your face and sunscreen. It's my sibling's birthday next week. Need a good homemade gift idea. Asking for a friend. Asking for a friend.
How old's the sibling?
Within 3 years of the person who wrote this.
Great, thank you. And how old's the person who wrote this?
We'll say, or I don't have any idea. I didn't.
Are
read
they
the whole-
like macaroni arts and crafts age, or are they? I would say
I'm saying
homemade if it has to be homemade. Photo album or something. I don't know, something sweet like that. A T-shirt.
I would say bake 'em a cake.
Bake them something. Yeah. Why does it have to be homemade?
I don't know. That's just the question. I said, okay, maybe this is a good question. Maybe people will start saying, "Oh, I like to knit sweaters for my siblings." Maybe they have an agreement.
They sound like that?
Yeah, that's
for
what.
my
That's
siblings.
everyone in the chat sounds like a leprechaun. I give them me pot of gold. The Pornhub subscription.
That's how your voice sounded earlier.
I know. Pornhub subscription says Phil. Yeah. Real answer. Look up something.
Is that
they
homemade?
That's not homemade, Phil.
And I want to say there are better things you could support other than that website if you're into supporting that kind of thing. Just going to throw that out there. Support an individual who is using it as their career. What are you laughing about? What did I miss?
I don't know what I said or what we said, but Chris just says no, they don't.
They do.
Yeah,
I don't know.
they do stuff. No, they don't. Okay, let's see here. This was a terrible question. This might be the worst question I've ever asked on here. It could be homemade or what? Well, I'm guessing they don't spend money on each other or the person's broke. This is sometimes I'll find if I run short on people writing in questions, I'll jump on Reddit and I will find people that need advice on advice subreddits, and I'll say, hey, that's a good question, and I'll read the story and the subcontent. But today, I was in a rush, and so I was like, okay.
Do you relay that we will be answering their question on this show? Are you plugging our show?
I do when I have time, but when it's like 14 minutes before 8 and I've been running late, sometimes I have to just say, that might be an interesting question. Maybe Kim will share a good quiche recipe on the show today, and then or Phil will say, hey, I like bourbon, and then we'll have a good question on here. And today we got Phil saying, wait, you could look on Etsy. My birthday's in September. Yeah. Yes, Kim, we know. And this question is really centered around what to get Kim for her birthday in September.
Kim, what do you want for your birthday?
Yeah.
My birthday's before yours, Kim. Mine is in August.
And seriously, Etsy, great opportunity for homemade crafters. Yeah, actually, you're right.
Phil, I love Etsy.
Yeah. And
I have made it a point this year that if there's something that I can get fast on Amazon, to search Etsy first to see if somebody is, makes it, and I can support somebody's business that way. And then if I can't find what I, need, then I'll do a bigger store. But I always try to support local business. On my list, I have a list of things to do in my life once I, am more a successful person. And that is on my list, is support small business over Targets and Walmarts and Amazons.
I've had hand machined guitar parts and stuff that were made by creators on Etsy, and
That's
I
cool.
thought it was cool. I was like, yeah, this is something that's not even out there, and that this guy makes, and pretty neat. Phil says he does not like bourbon. Phil likes Irish whiskey. He prefers Bushmills over Jameson, because that's just how he rolls. It's way better, he says.
I've never liked the browns.
Yeah,
the brown liquors. I don't like the brown liquors.
Oh, here's a good one. Donations to Punk Rock Saves Lives, and for folks to come to my birthday show, which is a fundraiser for the same nonprofit. Thank you. That'll be in September.
Nice, Kim.
Yeah,
you'll have to remind us all, and then so we can do all that. That sounds great.
I'll be playing that night with Nowhere Bound. I'll be
there
for
really?
sure. I'll remind you for sure.
I will definitely go then.
It'll be
sounds
fun.
exciting.
Yeah, that's going to be a good time. Cool. Let's jump to the net. Well, we're at the end of our questions, so it means it's almost time for a quick game. But first I want to say, guys, this May is Mental Health Awareness Month. Break the stigma. If you're having a hard time, get some help. Talk to somebody. Don't be ashamed. There's phone numbers. There's counselors. There's all kinds of stuff. You could call 311 and say, hey, I need to talk to somebody. I'm having a real tough time. And here is the Suicide Prevention Lifeline, 1-800-273-TALK, suicidepreventionlifeline.org. So again, if you need somebody, talk. If you think, oh, it's not that serious, but I still feel like I need to talk to somebody, call them. They'll forward you to a not as serious situation. What's important is that you find somebody to talk to and you don't feel like you're alone, because things can snowball out of control. Before you know it, you're in trouble. So just talk to somebody. Don't be ashamed. All right. Now.
I agree, and I say this every week, and I'm going to say it again. Therapy is wonderful. I go to therapy. There's no shame. You can find ways to work through your stuff if you're willing, and there are a lot of low-cost, no-cost options out there, and you can totally figure it out. Mental health is health. The brain is part of the body. Absolutely. It is health, right. 100%. And we should, think of it the same way as if you broke your arm. What would you do? You would fix it, right? If your brain's not working right, fix it.
That's right. Fix it. Everything. You got to take care of your health. You got to take care of your body, and your brain is definitely something you want to fix if it's messing up on you.
Fix that noggin.
Fix the noggin. You want to jump into the game?
Yeah. What are we doing?
This isn't much of a game. And again, I was trying to come up with something we could do today that would be fun, and then I was thinking, I do I have another channel that I do where I do entertainment stuff, and I got into an interesting conversation with some people in the chat about what everybody was watching and what's cool. Ooh. And I got some really cool shows dropped in my lap, and I feel like I have a more personal relationship with the people in our chat, and I always enjoy the answers and the perspectives from people, and it got me curious. What are you guys watching? What is a cool show? What is your favorite show?
What are you watching?
Yeah, and I have this conversation with some people, but I think somebody like Natchet might be curious what Kim is watching, or maybe wants to know what Mia's watching, and we hang out with the same people sometimes, but when you have people that you don't hang out with, you're going to get different perspectives on things. So let's get into that. So the name of the game is, what are you watching?
What are you watching? Is it spooky? Why'd you make it spooky?
I don't know. It just felt right. So I'm gonna start it. Me. Okay. I'm gonna start it. That sounds like Beaker from the Muppets.
What are you watching, Clint?
The first thing I'm gonna tell you, and it's a fantastic series, and the last season finale, Chris Clink, is happening next weekend. So it's a 7-episode series. 6 of them are out, and the last one will be next weekend, I think next Sunday. It's called Mare of Easttown. Mare, like a M-A-R-E. Mare of Easttown.
I've heard of this.
Kate Winslet is in it. She is fan-freaking-tastic. Super good
show. Even my dad's into it.
It's super good show, and it's just it's a real realistic show. and it starts out and you're like, wow, this is real dry and real, and then it just gets snowballs. It's a small town on the East
Yeah.
Coast. Her accent is perfect. It's good. It's a really good show, and it just gets more and more
Cool.
crazy. So go if you like crime dramas, this is fantastic. So that's mine to start. I have some movies and other things too, but I'm gonna let other people get a chance. We'll start with you, Mia. What do you suggest, or what are you watching?
Well, I actually just watched the Friends reunion that dropped today on HBO Max. It was the first time the whole cast had been together in 17 years.
Holy
And so
crap!
that was the big thing for this week for me that I was really excited about. And it was not what I expected, but it was still good. So if you were ever a Friends fan, or if you rewatch the whole series every year or twice a year like me, then you definitely need to watch it. And it's just so comforting. I mean, it's the show that I throw on every night if I'm just having not a great day, or just whatever to pass the time, or just need some background noise while I brush my teeth. It's always an episode of Friends. So the reunion was really interesting. But as
Oh,
far as
cool.
new stuff, I'm actually excited to hear what people are watching, because I am not watching new stuff. I'm rewatching old shows like Sex of the City, and things that I've seen before has been kind of the big one for me lately. I don't know. I guess I just got bored and decided to go back through stuff I already know I've seen. It's comforting. They say that that's one of the reasons you do that is, it feels comforting to know what's going to happen,
Yeah.
to know what to expect. It's like, it's almost like having your little blankie with you.
Back in the old days when you had like VHS tapes, it was, like we'd watch the same movie 100
Over and
times.
over and
Yeah,
over.
I've
Yeah.
seen Jerry Maguire no less than 50 times. I've seen that movie so many,
Yeah.
and Forrest Gump too. Like that time, there was times where we didn't have cable. We'd watch just the same movie over and over and over and over and over.
Exactly.
It's awesome.
Or you'd record stuff on a VHS tape, and you would, oh my gosh, like in the summers, my brother and I would like ruin tapes at my grandparents' house because we would just watch the same movie like every day.
When we were kids, we had man, I used to go over to my friend Ricky's house, and he had like we had Three's Company. We had like tapes
Mhm.
of record them all, and also like all the Supermans and Rockies and stuff. It was good times.
Come and knock on my door.
Come and knock on my door. Hey, that was pretty good. Let's see here.
We've been waiting for you. What are other people watching?
Tess is watching. Mayans is my favorite show right now. Just started watching Who Killed Sarah. I don't know about that one. I like murder shows. Cool.
Ooh, speaking of murder shows, I was watching the second season of I Am a Killer, if anybody's seen that. It's on Netflix, and they interview one person that is incarcerated an episode, and it goes into the backstory and the whole story of their crime, and it's very interesting. I like this style of true crime where you don't have a lot of like actors reenacting stuff. It's kind of straight to the point, and it's very interesting. So if you haven't
Oh,
seen that, Tess, I know you like true crime stuff. I Am a Killer is pretty crazy.
Natchet is watching Midnight Diner on Netflix. It's a really cool
Really
Japanese
cool
show.
Japanese show about a wizened owner of a late night diner in the red light district of Tokyo that hits you in the MFN feels. Interesting.
Interesting. I'm looking up this show that I was going to tell you to watch, Mia.
Is it called porn?
No. Mindhunter. Have you ever watched Mindhunter?
I have
There's
seen a couple episodes of it.
there's
I don't do episode by episode like my mom's obsessed with that show, but or not obsessed with it, but she's seen it all, I think. And yeah,
it's based on a true story, and it's really
it's
good. It's like
it gets dark.
it does, and they interview serial killers, and they end up with a friendship with the friendship. It's like before profiling existed. they just thought those guys were a bunch of sickos and nobody wanted to talk to them. They didn't know things like, hey, if your kid is torturing animals or doing, these
Yeah,
little
exactly.
things that are like cliches or like that are known now. They didn't know about that stuff, and they found these connections after interviewing a bunch of serial killers. This is a true story. It's a crime drama, but it's based on the true events of that whole thing and putting together that section of the FBI and profiling and all that. And it's really interesting. They interview these serial killers and end up in a room with them and writing stuff down, and it's really cool. And then they're able to solve other mysteries. The serial killers are telling the FBI guys, they're like, hey, this guy probably blah blah blah, and they're like, really? He's like, yeah. They understand how the other killers think because they're the same way. It's really fascinating show.
That's really interesting.
Yeah.
I'm not always. It depends on the time of day. I can't watch true crime late at night,
Let's see.
but
Midnight Diner.
I can do it.
I told you I'd watch it once it's done. That's Chris in regard to Mayor of Easttown. I sometimes have coffee talk around noon with Chris, and I tell him that he needs to watch that show. And Chris,
Coffee talk.
Yeah, coffee talk. And I'm telling you,
I want to have some coffee talk.
Nick, I'm telling you, Chris, this week you can start that show because next weekend is the next Sunday is the last episode. So it's time to start watching.
Oh, this kind of flew a little hush hush under the radar, but the Handmaid's Tale 4th season is out. I've been watching that too.
Is it good?
I guess I have been watching more than I thought. I don't know. It's just as dramatic and crazy and messed up as all the other seasons. Certain shows I'm just like, okay, end already. I would like them to wrap this one up if they could. Hurry up. No offense to the show, but it's just, every episode is dark,
Yeah.
Yeah, Kim, Handmaid's Tale.
Kim
and rewatching Sopranos.
Yeah.
Sopranos was one of my quarantine shows.
Sopranos is great. Remember when you used to have to sit and wait for the VHS to rewind?
Yeah.
Holy cow. Natch
Exactly.
says Handmaid's Tale, yes. Forensic
Handmaid's
Files and Bob Ross.
Yeah.
Happy
I
little
love
trees.
Bob Ross. Bob Ross is a comfort thing for me, and so is anything that David Attenborough is, narrating. That's like all right, I'm getting ready for bed. I just want to hear him talk about birds for 20 minutes, and then I'll go to sleep.
Phil says Dark is great. Dark is good. I saw the first season of Dark. It was very good. I'm not watching.
Afterlife.
Afterlife?
Yeah, he said Dark is great, as is Afterlife. I second Afterlife. It's incredible. Ricky Gervais is in dramas. God, he's brilliant. He's a brilliant mind. Afterlife is really good. I recommend that to anyone that's into that kind of dramedy, like a darker comedy. Yeah, Afterlife is good.
I had some old lady who worked at the Walgreens said, anybody ever told you look like Ricky Gervais? And I was like, what? And I was like, no, and I left. Let's see here.
I got Lady Gaga the other day. Someone was like, you look like Lady Gaga. And I was like, it's the nose. It's the nose. I'm okay with it.
Were you like, yeah,
what am I going to do?
Ooh la la. Let's see here. Just drive.
Well, actually, she's my sister. Just kidding.
Austin is home to the United States' oldest political handmaid group, Texas Handmaids. I was on the board of directors for a while.
Cool.
Yeah. And also there is the 911.
Bob Ross is old school ASMR.
The 911 Austin Fire Department show that's Lone Star 911.
Oh, with Rob Lowe?
Yeah, that one is super legit.
I haven't seen it yet.
Yeah, Chris Klink and I were talking about that. We might start having parties and watching that show together.
Rob Lowe's hot.
Yeah. Natch,
we got
to get you in on that.
Yeah, I'll watch it. But you're just going to have to hear about me talking about how hot Rob Lowe is the whole time and criticize the bad, if it's medically inaccurate, I'm going to roll my eyes.
I'm sure it's going to be I'm sure it'll be completely accurate the whole time.
Yeah. No, none of those shows ever are. I'll just be like, ugh. But yeah, Rob Lowe.
No way, Natch.
He was hot in The Outsiders, and he's still hot.
Natch, that show rules. I don't know what you're talking about.
He did a thumbs down.
He did a thumbs down.
Well.
Oh. It's right.
There was this
Firefighter karate, dude. It is legit.
firefighter girl. There was this show that came out. I think it got canceled in the U.S. It was called Nurses, and it was like a new medical drama. It came out, and I watched like the first few episodes, and I was like, "This is so medically inaccurate." Not all the shows are gonna get it right because of the drama of it, but this one was like mind-blowingly. It gives nurses a bad name. I'm like, if you're gonna make a show about nurses and air it in the middle of a pandemic, at least get it right. Like, come on. Oh my God, it was bad and it got canceled.
Did
So
they
I'm
get
happy about
canceled
that.
for being medically inaccurate, or did it just the show sucked?
It actually is still going to be a show, I believe, in Canada, and it got canceled because they had a very controversial episode, I believe, that involved Hasidic Jews, and it was kind of screwed up, and Americans were like, no, and
Yeah.
so they decided not to renew it here. But it would have probably not stayed if it was medically inaccurate.
Crazy. Yeah, Kim
Rob Lowe
wishes.
is fine looking, and I wish his shirt would fall off.
Uh,
I'm sure it has fallen off plenty of times, just not on my floor, unfortunately.
oh darn. Let's see here. Any other shows we should know about? Okay, my turn. I'm gonna get to say to this audience, I
Mhm.
have a. That's right. Oh, I'm gonna put that up. I have a good friend that I grew up with. I haven't been in contact with him for years. He hit me back on Facebook the other day. Maybe the other day 6 months ago. But he's been popping up. He's been popping up on Netflix shows, on like it'll be like Law and Order, and he'll be like one of the guys in the show. I'm like, oh, cool.
Mhm.
And this last week, he was in Army of the Dead, and then
Mhm.
the following weekend, he was in a Guy Ritchie film. Actually, it was the other way, but in a Guy Ritchie film, he was called The Wrath of Man with Jason Statham. And it's an old friend who was my biology partner in high school, a guy named Raul Castillo. And
Aw, cute.
yeah, and I'm like watching the movie. I'm like, holy
Mhm.
crap! I didn't know he was in this. And so it's like when somebody, I knew his parents, and it's like we grew up together. So it's pretty cool to see a friend of yours doing well like that. So I'm very stoked for my buddy. And so
Cool.
yeah, so I'm gonna say
Shout out.
go watch Army of the Dead if you've already seen it. He's the guy with the grenades that and the one with the grenades. That's all I'll say. And then he's also
The
in that.
one with the
Yeah.
grenades.
So, but I'm telling you, when you do a Guy Ritchie film, and the next weekend you do a Zack Snyder film, you're doing pretty good. So keep up the good work, Raul. If you happen to see this,
Yeah.
and you guys.
Congratulations.
Army of the Dead's on Netflix, so check that out. It's a fun zombie movie. If you like fun zombie movies, it's a good one. It's not rocket science. It's a crazy zombie movie. So, but yeah,
Yeah.
and the Peaky Blinders is a badass show. And I just started The Warriors, and there's so much good stuff. And
Answering for a Friend is a really good show. You guys should watch that.
it's 13 episodes long. Every show is like the best. Is like a season finale. It's like
It is incredible.
Yeah, it's incredible show. So
That Mia Harms and that Clint Baker.
Yes.
Ooh,
Man.
ooh.
Whew. I wish his shirt would. No, never mind. No, I don't. I wish his blazer
you
would
can't-
come off. Oh yeah.
Can't say that about me.
No, I don't. I'm not ready to get canceled.
I mean,
Yes.
sometimes I wish my shirt would fall off too. So I can say it for you.
Thank you. Thank you. There you go. Asking for a Friend is my new Thursday night show. Hell yeah, Natchet. And with that,
Hell yeah.
we're gonna thank everybody.
Half.
Yeah, we're going to thank everybody for tuning in and hanging out with us every Thursday night. And if you don't know how the rest of the show goes, guys, like, share, subscribe, click the notification bell, let your friends know about us, and because that's how we get more viewers. And share this, would you? Thank you. And back to Mia. Time for us to get the heck out of here. So,
Bye.
if you have any interesting questions that you'd like us to ask it on any shows, or let us know. And I had one last thing.
One last thing.
One last thing. I'm hoping it pops up in my one last thing. Nope. Give me 1 second.
I'm gonna go have a hot tub party of one.
This is, oh, we got all kinds of comments coming in. Nope. There we go. Never mind. I'll just use it next week. It was an asking for. It was a meme that said something funny and said asking for a friend, and I was supposed to throw it in the show for Haley, but I don't think she's even here today anyway. And it was like reminded me of you guys. So when does coffee? Yeah. So I wanted to throw that up. Asking for a friend, answering for a friend is a new Thursday night show. Kim says samesies. And we love you guys. Thank you for watching, and we're gonna see you guys next week at 8 p.m. Central on Answering for a Friend.
Okay, bye.
Bye.